likely been captivated by those enticing cruise advertisements, imagining yourself aboard one. Yet, the dilemma is not knowing where to begin. Trust me, I've been there too. Not knowing where to start can be very frustrating and can ruin your excitement. Worse, it might discourage you from booking your cruise trip. So to help prevent you from experiencing those troubles, I will be sharing with you some tips on how to plan your cruise as a first-timer. Think of it as the first thing to know to have a successful cruise. But if you have any beginner-friendly tips and hacks, feel free to comment down below. Before we begin, make sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button. You can also turn on the notification bell to keep you updated on my next uploads. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with the question, how long is a good first cruise trip? If you do not have any responsibilities in this world, and all you want to do is adventure, I would love to suggest that you take the 245-day cruise. But of course that would cost a fortune and is pretty risky for first-timers. Instead, it would be ideal for you to book a 6 to 7 day cruise, which most of the time includes 2 to 3 ports to explore. That cruise duration is enough for you to grasp what cruising is all about and to experience its essential level. But if you just really want to test the waters, a 2 to 3 day cruise is also recommended. Next, how should I reserve a cruise most effectively? I believe that all kinds of traveling, may it be by land, water, or air transportation, started with the traditional personal booking. You go to a travel agency, talk with one of its agents, and arrange your trip. And although the 21st century world offers a lot of convenience, my recommendation would be to stick to this traditional approach. Go directly to a travel agency, in this case, a cruise line, and talk to its agents. Do not hesitate or be shy to ask about their rates, packages, and promos. You'll never know, they might give you more discounts for being a first-timer. This is also the safest approach because you can be assured that you will not be a victim of scams and fraud in online or phone booking. When should I make a cruise booking? As the famous saying goes, the early bird catches the worm. Aside from booking your preferred cabin and cruise, there is a high guarantee that you can save money when you book early. Imagine how great of a catch it is to experience luxurious travel for less than its supposed price. Cruise slots are most of the time limited, so you also want to make sure that you can guarantee a slot that you desire. It will be your first time cruising, so it would be best if you can book a cruise according to your preferred cabin style, destinations, and duration. It's not really that fun to book a cruise just because that's the only one left. You can book as early as when the reservation opens, which can be 1 to 2 years before the sailing period, but the most ideal is to book at least 6 months in advance. For more budget-friendly cruising, you can also try booking during the off-season. For those just getting their sea legs, you might want to know which cruise options are great for newcomers. There are so many factors to consider when picking your cruise option, but for starters, I would suggest booking a cruise with the Royal Caribbean, as they offer an all-in experience for all kinds of travelers. It is suitable whether you are traveling with your family, friends, kids, or you are traveling solo. They also have lots of ships to choose from with varying amenities that would suit your preference. If you want a slower cruise, they have ships for that. If you want a ship with various attractions like ice rinks, pools, slides, and more, they also have ships for that. However, for a more relaxed and experience-immersed cruising, Viking is also an ideal alternative, especially if you are an older traveler. Now, let's head to accommodations, grasping the different types of cabins. I will assume that you are watching this video because it will be your first time cruising. However, you don't want to look like a total beginner when you are aboard the ship, right? So to look like a pro, you have to grasp the different types of cabins. The most affordable cabin is the interior cabin, which is ideal for travelers who would only spend very little time inside it. It has no windows and is good for 2 persons in each cabin. There's also an ocean view cabin that is best for those who want to see the sea views while on board. It is more expensive than the interior cabin, but it can accommodate 2 to 4 passengers. If you have more budget and you want extra privacy, the balcony cabin would be great to avail. You can have your private view of the ocean and breathe fresh air in the comfort of your own cabin. There are also suites where you can have more space and amenities, and is great if you are really into a luxurious experience. Learning about activities on land during a cruise. Land activities are also called shore excursions. These are the things and activities that you can do and enjoy while your ship is in port. For me, this is really the best part of cruising. You get to visit a new place and do lots of things there. What I enjoy the most are the city tours and cultural events. But don't worry, even if you are an active person, there are also active shore excursion activities for you. You can do snorkeling, scuba diving, and more. Technically, it is not a requirement to go for a shore excursion. You have the free will to stay indoors or outdoors. But for first-timers, I assure you that your first cruise trip would be incomplete without a shore excursion. Now, let's focus on some cruise lingo. What does a sea day mean? As the name itself implies, sea day means spending the day on the sea. The ship will not make any stops in the port, and you will really just stay afloat and sailing on the ocean. But do not worry, this does not mean that it is going to be a dull day. In fact, it is the other way around. Because sea days are necessary for the ship to travel long distances, the cruise staff prepare various activities for you to enjoy and to keep you entertained. Some of the activities are cooking demonstrations, educational programs, games, and movie hours. But the best part of sea days that you have to look forward to is the formal nights. Aside from having a fancy and delicious dinner, you will have a lot of time to doll up and socialize for the evening. Wondering which initial cruise is best for families? Travels are best enjoyed with families and loved ones, right? And it would be a great memory if you could also spend your first cruise with them. The best cruise for families, I would say, is the Disney Cruise Line. I'm sure you get why just by hearing the cruise name. Both the kids and you as adults will surely have fun aboard the Disney ship because of its fun amenities. Your kids will surely enjoy the character experiences, Disney movies, and live shows. It also surely brings you back to your amazing childhood. Now, the most important question: what's the price of reserving a cruise? I'm sure you know about this well. Cruise prices vary, and you have all the freedom to book a cruise package that fits your budget. But I will still give you an idea of how much it costs to book a cruise. An average cruise ship usually costs $215 per person, which is good for the base ticket price and some onboard spending. But if we would break it down into the different cabin types, this is how much it will cost. Mainstream cabins usually cost $50 to $450 per person a day for basic cabins. Premium cabins are of course more expensive, ranging from $280 to $680 a day per person, also for basic cabins. For luxurious cabins, you have to prepare $600 to $1,000 a day per person. The prices are expensive, but I'm sure you understand why. Before I share with you the last thing about planning your first cruise, please make sure to like this video. If you want to see more tips and hacks about traveling, feel free to visit the channel and subscribe. You can also ring the notification bell so that you won't miss any of our videos. Let us now continue with the last guide. Which cruise ship offers the lowest cost option? Now, because I mentioned the shocking prices of cruise ships, you don't have to worry because you can also book a low-cost ship. However, the cheapest ships tend to be the older ones, but those are still sailing safe and great. You can still experience the same amenities from the mid to high-ranging ships with these older ships. For instance, it will only cost you $80 per person for a 3-night Mediterranean cruise in September if you book with an MSC cruise. They are not limited to the Mediterranean because they are also the Caribbean, the Middle East, and other international destinations. The Royal Caribbean is also an alternative as it offers an overall experience for first-timers, also at a great price. And there you go. Those are my recommendations that you might want to consider if you are thinking of having your first cruise trip. I hope you find this video fun and helpful. If you have suggestions or feedback about this video, comment it down below. Please make sure to like this video and hit the subscribe button.